So normally, guys, hello. Normally what happens is that your attention gets sucked into life circumstances. Your attention gets sucked into the dream. And now all of a sudden I'm a character in the dream. And now I'm in the dream. Now I'm worried about paying my rent and about getting the right groceries and about being kind and about being nice so that other people like me. Now I'm in the dream. Now when I'm in the dream and I'm actually like a character that's in the movie, now I'm worried. Now I'm stressed. Now I'm scared all this bad stuff is going to happen to me. Now I'm like running on a script basically. You're in a dream. So right now that we're talking about it, all of us here are very awake, very present to this whole thing that I'm talking about. But 5 hours from now, when you go do something else, you're gonna get lost a little bit. You're gonna forget that all this stuff that Adam talked about. You're gonna be in the dream, and you're gonna be running on a script. Someone else is gonna be running you the way you go to the grocery store, let's say. It's like a script. All the thoughts you're thinking are not even your thoughts. They're just like the thoughts you've always thought. The thoughts that everyone thinks when they go to the grocery store. It's like someone else's thoughts are running you. They're not even your own thoughts. So the practice is just to wake up and just remember, like, it's called the live stroll through the movie. It's like you're walking through the movie, but you're aware that you're in a movie, and you're aware that life is actually a dream, guys. And if this scares you, that's okay. It's a little bit weird at first. I understand it. It's a bit weird at first to realize, but you get used to it over time, and it gets awesome actually, because ultimately, I'm you. And there's only really one person who's dreaming right now. It's not me. It's not my dream. It's your dream. Whose dream is it? There's this guy, Adam, that's like in this box. He's like stuck in the box. He can't get out. And he's talking to you right now. But who is really talking to who right now? It's like when you're dreaming at night and you have conversations with people, and they're so real. They're like real people that you're really talking to, and you believe it. But who are you really talking to when you're dreaming at night? So when you wake up, right, then what happens is immediately within the first few seconds of you waking up, there's a story that kind of enters into your consciousness of like, oh yeah, I'm Adam. I'm a 23-year-old guy. I live in Canada. And, I have this much money in my bank account. I have this job. And then you just kind of remember. You have to kind of like fill in the blanks for yourself quickly to give yourself like a context of like what you're doing here. Like, oh yeah, I live on Earth. Earth is a planet. The planet is like revolving around the sun. What month is it? Oh yeah, it's July. It's August. Okay, so what happens within the first 3 to 5 seconds of you waking up is that there's actually a whole context that's like implied, because think about it. When you just wake up, 30 seconds ago, you were in a different reality. You were literally in a different reality. You're in a dream. Different reality. You were a different character. You had different personality. There were different people in a different environment. Like the other day, sometimes I had a dream. I was like raiding a medieval castle and I had a sword, and I was like raiding the castle, and I was like trying to dodge the enemy's attacks and stuff. And I was like, but I didn't know that I was a guy sleeping in a bed. Right. I actually was there. I was actually there. I had a sword. I was raiding the freaking castle. So but then 30 seconds later, I woke up. And then I was lying in my bed. And then if you're very aware, if you meditate, you're very aware, there's a 3 to 5 second period where you're still in the alpha state, where you just woke up, where what happens is very subtly, without you noticing, your mind says, oh yeah, I'm Adam, and I'm real, and I exist. Whew. And now you're in physical reality, and now the dream starts. The physical dream starts. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I gotta go to work. Oh fuck. Okay, so now you kind of like drag yourself out of bed, and now the new dreams had just started, because but the way you break out of the dream is by asking questions of the dream. Wait a second. Am I really Adam? What is Adam? What does that mean? Who's Adam? Which person here is Adam? Like where is the Adam? What makes me Adam? Where can I find Adam? Where is he located? Is it just the body? But like, if I cut off my arm, am I still Adam? Yeah. Okay, so obviously this arm isn't Adam. Okay, but what if I cut off my leg? Is that Adam? No, my leg isn't Adam. Okay, so I'm not my arm or my leg. Okay, what if I went blind? What if I had no more sight? Would I still be Adam? Yeah, I'd still be Adam. Oh, okay. So we're doing this called yeah, so you're just basically asking questions of like, who am I really? And it could come in many forms. Like, what is objects? What is experience? What is sight? That's very interesting. What is life? What is another person? It's very interesting. So I want you guys to become aware, if you can. Well, you should be able to. It's very easy. I want you to become aware that everything that's happening right now in your experience, in the room around you, all of it is a sense. So everything you see is just a sight, and everything you're hearing right now is just a sound, and everything you're thinking is just a thought. It's just like, it's a sense. Same as a dream. When you see something, you see it, and it's just a sight. There's nothing really behind it. There's nothing solid about it. It's just, since you think it's solid, that's what kind of gives it its solidness. So you grab a solid object around you. I'm going to grab this plant. So everyone grab a solid object. Okay, so I want you to touch it with your hands, and I want you to realize that just because you can touch it, that doesn't mean it's like not made of your consciousness. Because don't you touch objects in your dream? You do, right? Okay, so what are you touching? Your own mind. You imagined an object. You imagined an object, and then you touched it. And then you forgot that you forgot that you're imagining, because you can imagine anything, and you can even imagine that you're not imagining it. So this is how this is how God, or you, creates reality. You imagine a scenario, then you imagine a character in the scenario, then you become the character by forgetting that you are the imaginer of everything. Everything that has ever existed is you. You are the one. Everything is you. It's all sourced in you. That has anything ever existed without you? You're right here. And you're safe. Which is another thing I want to tell you. You're here and you're safe. The reason why you're safe is because you are everything and there's nothing separate that can get hurt. So like when you think that I'm this one part of the dream, then all the other scary monsters that are in the dream that are like running after you, you're now terrified. But have you ever had a lucid dream where you wake up and you realize, wait a second, I'm just dreaming, and that monster over there is just made of my own mind, and it's not really gonna hurt because it's just ideas. It's just like a movie. When you watch the movie, it only hurts when you're invested in it. You know, when you go to the movie theater and you cry, why are you crying? It's just light on a screen. It's because you're invested in the character. You're like, you become one with the character. You're invested and you think it's real and you love it. You love forgetting that everything's a dream. This is your favorite thing to do. It's beautiful. So many beautiful dreams that you can make, a variety of them. Any dream you want, you know, like the other night I was raiding a castle. It was so fun. There's all kinds of other dreams. I could swim in the ocean. I could break up with my girlfriend. I could, you know, I could die even. That's a dream. And it's fun. It's beautiful. It's called Leela. It's the play of God. It's just play. We're just having fun. If I'm infinite and immortal, and I am, nothing can hurt me because I'm at the center of everything. Nothing can ever hurt me. I'm at the center. Everything that happens is just happening, but I can watch. I always retain the ability to wake up in every sense. Like, for example, Viktor Frankl, he was taken to the concentration camps in World War II. He was Jewish, and he was put into the concentration camps in the Holocaust, and his whole family was killed. He actually watched his brother and his sister and his father and his mother and even his grandfather all get murdered. And he had to shovel their ashes. He had to, of the dead bodies, and that's what they would do to them in World War II. A terrible dream. One of the most disgusting, terrible dreams that we've ever dreamt. And what's even more fucked about it is that it's really there. It's really a dream. It really happened. Viktor Frankl, he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. He realized something very deep. When he was in that terrible dream, and it wasn't a dream, it really happened, but it was really a dream. If you guys understand what I'm saying. It really happened as a dream. As part of your dream, it really happened. He was there in the concentration camp. They wouldn't feed him. They would make fun of him. They would treat them like rats. It was terrible. In that moment, he realized something. Regardless of what they do to me or my body, I always retain one freedom that can never be taken away from me ever. They can take away everything. They can kill my whole family. They can even kill me. But there's one thing they can never take away from me, can never, ever, ever be taken away from me, which is my ability to respond to events and to choose how I interpret it. So Viktor Frankl, he would be in the concentration camp and he would see that the other Jews that were with him, the second they lost the will to live, it was like they would be taken away to the gas chambers and they'd be killed. The second they lost the will to live, once they accept their death, it's like they would be taken away. But Viktor Frankl didn't want to do that. He wanted to live because he felt that this terrible experience was a positive thing somehow. And in his mind, what he would do is he would give lectures to because he was a psychology professor. He would give lectures to his students. While he was in the concentration camp, he would visualize himself giving lectures to his students, telling them about all the stuff that he learned about himself and about humanity and about life, giving lectures, to writing books and sharing the good news of freedom with all humanity, sharing that, hey, I went to the motherfucking concentration camps, the worst place on planet Earth, and still I was free. I had the freedom to choose my interpretations, my reactions, the way I respond to events. I wasn't free to eat food when I wanted to, but I was free to be myself and to choose in my own mind how I want to take circumstances. And then he survived. He inspired many Jews in the concentration camp around him. He even inspired many of the German guards as well. Many of the guards were like, whoa, we love this guy. Like, we want to keep him around. like he's awesome. He's just like has this light, but he just has, how the hell can this man be so kind and so polite and so nice to us when we're treating him and his family like dogs, worse than dogs, like cockroaches? So there's something inspiring about that inspired everyone around him. That's what made him survive. And that's also the lesson that I wanted to share with you, that it really doesn't matter what situation you're in, what dream you're in. It could be a terrible dream. You can't pay the rent, so you're kicked out. You have to go sleep under a bridge. In each moment, when you remember who you are and that you're dreaming, there's some light that kind of comes out of you. It's like this light, and things work out for you. You get taken care of. You can hitchhike on the side of the road and someone will feel your energy. They'll feel that you're awake to the dream. They'll feel that you know who you are. And they'll just want to pick you up just because they feel your energy. They're just like a light that you're giving off. They feel you. You just look good for some reason. They just want to pick you up. And then they're like, hey, like you can have a conversation with them and realize that they're just another character in your dream. They'll give you an opportunity to stay at their house or to feed you or whatever it is. But what I'm trying to say is that life takes care of you when you realize that you are life. Take care of yourself. So that's really what it means to be a conscious creator. Step one, wake up. And I think that's the only step. Well, no, as a step one, wake up. And then later, I'm actually going to be talking to you about how to really kind of very more practically kind of create, like within the dream, to create the specific dream that you prefer, that's more in alignment with your passion. So that was the high level of realizing that you're the only one that exists here. It's just you. And you're free to create a beautiful dream for yourself. One of the best ways to do that is to remember that you're free, and also to, well, I'm going to be talking about it more in the future, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to start being the version that we want to be now. So you can think like, who do I want to be? And feel it, visualize, like, So if I already had $1 million and I was free and I already knew what my passion was and I was already confident to share it, how would I feel? And I was already, traveling or exploring nature, doing whatever my heart wants to do, like a kid on vacation. If I was already a kid on vacation and my whole life was a continual vacation, how would I live if my life was a continual vacation? And feel it. And then start where you're at. Start from where you're at. That doesn't mean quit your job today. But it's about energy. It's about embodying the energy of that freedom and that feeling like I am abundant and I am the source of creation. I create reality by being and choosing and by imagining and by intending, even by doing, by taking action as well. That's another way to create reality. Do it. you know? So one thing, one thing I did with this community is I just followed what felt natural. I don't know if you read the story, but I was sitting in my bathtub and I was visualizing like, how would I feel if I already had the exact coaching community that I want to have? And I was like, oh, I'd feel very free. I'd feel very abundant. I'd feel good about myself. I'd just be happy. And then I'm feeling that in the bathtub, and then I'm like, oh, free. I'd feel free. I'm like, oh, let's just do it for free. Like, what's the big deal? So that was it was a big insight for me. And then I learned that it's actually a great idea to have a free community because that's how you help people. So I wouldn't have realized that unless I was already vibrating on the vibration of the version of myself who already had it. So I already have it. And then once you feel like you already have it, then you start to see easy opportunities that are just so easy. And they're like right there in front of your face. And you were making it hard for no reason. So thinking like, oh, okay, so the version of myself who like already has a community, how would he make the community? Well, very simply, he would just make a school group and then just have AI generate an image for him and then, go on Canva and just like put some text and then put a welcome post and have some calls. And okay, that's what we're doing. It was very easy. It required zero effort, actually. So yeah, zero effort. It was just I just did what felt natural. So there's no real like specific way to go about doing things. There is. It's good to learn. It's good to learn and study and just keep learning and growing and good to read books and absorb information, learn from me, right? Ask me questions. I love it. And then eventually it gets to a point where you just do what feels natural. Do what feels easy. Do it the simple way. The way that requires the least amount of stress and worry for you. Whenever you're like forcing yourself to, because this is what I used to do. I used to think that in order to make money in my business, I thought that I had to like be disciplined. I had to be very strict and very disciplined with myself. And I had to wake up at 5 in the morning and have the perfect habits every single day. Perfect. I had to do the exact morning routine in the exact order. And I had to be schedule oriented. And if I strayed from my schedule, then I wouldn't make any money. I thought the only way for me to make money and be successful was to be strict and to fall and to basically go against my authentic self. I had to do shit that I didn't want to do in order to get stuff that I genuinely wanted. So it's really twisted. Our society will tell us, well, if you want the vacation life where you can just be free and travel and do whatever you want, you have to do a bunch of garbage shit that you don't want to do in order to get that. You have to discipline. You have to work out when you don't feel like it. You have to hustle. You have to grind. You got to work. 12 hours a day I worked. I woke up in the morning. I went for runs in through the desert with no water. That's why I'm on vacation. No, that's actually not how reality works. You can't get a vibration of ease and relaxation and peace by taking a path of fear and discipline and scarcity and going against yourself. You can't live a life of peace and relaxation by taking the path of struggle. That doesn't make any sense. The path of struggle leads to more struggle. The path that's easy and peaceful and natural and feels good and lines up for you, that path leads to the life that is peaceful and easy and lines up for you and is good. So that's why we're following the golden thread of excitement. What's easy to do for me right now? What's exciting? What could I do right now that wouldn't require much effort? And it would be so easy. It would just come out of me naturally. Oh, well, maybe I'll just go to the park and just maybe sit down and record a video or something. Or it could be anything. Maybe I'll go on YouTube and research some topic that I'm curious about right now. Maybe I'll take a shower, like whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But you just follow the thing that feels natural and true to you and trust that that path of authenticity is going to lead to an authentic life that's abundant. There's money. You're good. You'll be safe. You'll be protected. You'll be taken care of. And the way you'll be taken care of is via opportunities that you haven't seen yet. You don't know how you're going to be taken care of yet because you haven't crossed that bridge yet. So you can't even foresee all of the amazing opportunities that are going to come to you.